Cosmonauts, welcome to today's video. Hope you all are doing great because today we have some very exciting news to get into. But before we get into it, I'll just give a reminder for those discovering our videos for the very first time that the news and educational content is organized in the following sections: tech, DeFi and staking, focus sections about Juno, Osmosis, Evmos and Persistence, drama and hacks, project launches and network upgrades, governance, airdrops, events and conferences, general crypto news, and a conclusion. Now the highlights. Amongst many other interesting news are the Neutron governance proposal to onboard as the first consumer chain in the Cosmos hub and its upcoming airdrop, the Dydx private testnet, the opening for applications of the ATOM Accelerator DAO grant program, the Osmosis V15 sodium upgrade including the ProtoRev module by Skip, the Quicksilver airdrop for the Stargaze community, and the opening for applications of the Persistence Foundation Delegation Program Round 2, as well as the launch of Dexter. Tech. Some great news regarding the migration of Dydx from Ethereum to Cosmos. The Dydx private testnet began at the end of March, and it will last around 2 or 3 weeks. The next step of the migration will be the public testnet, expected to be completed by the end of July of 2023. Then the Dydx mainnet in Cosmos is expected before the end of September of 2023. The game of NFTs is progressing very well. Notably, several bugs have already been identified, including a few critical ones, and they are being fixed. In total, 191 teams are participating and being tracked on the scoreboard. If you want to try interchain NFT transfers, you can use the GUI built by OmniFlix. The link is in the description. As a reminder, the Phase 1 consists of several testnets across IrisNet, Stargaze, Juno, OmniFlix, and Uptick. Regarding the Phase 2, it will be a virtual interchain hackathon in April to May of 2023 with the goal of incentivizing devs to build innovative solutions using interchain NFTs. Sponsorship for this hackathon is confirmed from IrisNet, OmniFlix, and Uptick, and other participating projects are also in discussion to sponsor as well the hackathon. In the description, you will also find the Game of NFTs website. Cosmos Hub Proposal 687 is to fund from the community pool an additional audit of the replicated security code to supplement the audit from informal systems. It is mentioned in the proposal that the audit will take around 3 weeks, starting from the 29th of March. Here on the right, you can see the funding details, including the cost of the audit quoted by Oak Security, as well as operational costs for those involved in organizing this audit. Megatech presented a new ADR on GitHub, proposing a new Cosmos SDK module called the Builder module, which captures and redistributed MEV for Cosmos-based chains. The discussion on GitHub between Megatech, Skip, and others is very interesting, and we have included the link in the description. According to Megatech, this Builder module is more efficient than ProtoRev with off-chain searching. Moreover, Megatech also mentioned that compared to the protocol-owned builder in Protocol MEV module, or POB for short, the Builder module provides execution guarantees to the builder, thus enabling services such as order flow auctions which accrue values to users. However, criticism was received from Skip co-founders as follows. Skip mentioned that this Builder module is aiming to become the standard, and Skip said that it is too early for a standard, and that in the case in POB should be considered as well as a standard for fairness. Since Skip is not pushing for POB, inclusion in the SDK as it is the case for the Builder module. It is worth mentioning as well the release by Megatech in partnership with Numia of a research article called Analyzing Cross-Chain Arbitrage Opportunities for ATOM, looking at Osmosis, Chronos, Canto, and Evmos. The link to the article is included below. In the previous video, we covered the release of Comment BFT v0.37, which includes ABCI 1.0, with the new methods Prepare Proposal and Process Proposal. In the Cosmos SDK Twilight v0.47 release, this Comma BFT v0.37 has been integrated into the Cosmos SDK, replacing Tendermint Core, thus enabling as well the upgrade to ABCI 1.0. As a reminder, Comet BFT is a recent fork of Tendermint Core. Among other new features of this Cosmos SDK v0.47 release, the proposer rewards were removed, and with ABCI 1, applications are able to have custom block construction or custom mempools. For additional technical details, or if you are a dev wishing to try these new functionalities in the Twilight testnet, you can check the link in the description. The Phase 1 of No Land Game of Realms is ongoing. The challenges of the Phase 1 are the Evaluation DAO, the Governance module, and tutorials, as well as documentation. Around a third of the total price will be allocated to the Phase 1. The Phase 2 will start once enough materials have been implemented during Phase 1. This competition is mainly focused on developers, so if you are a developer interested in participating, we have included in the description the link to GitHub with the different challenges, as well as a link to the recent blog post with FAQs. DeFi and staking. There are many interesting updates about Quicksilver. You can see here the book logo because we have a lot to cover about Quicksilver. Firstly, Proposal 9 passed for onboarding Osmosis onto Quicksilver, thus enabling Osmo holders to liquid stake Osmo and receive QOsmo. With Osmosis, 4 networks in total have been onboarded, including as well the Cosmos Hub region and Stargaze. The QCK token was listed on Osmosis in the pool of QCK/Osmo. Quicksilver is a liquid staking protocol that allows delegators to choose any validator for liquid staking. This is interesting for delegators due to the upcoming participation rewards. Basically, delegators intelligently choose high governance participation, and performant validators will be rewarded with additional QCK tokens. As an example, we, Cosmic Validator, are among the top 10% validators in the Cosmos Hub by governance participation. So it is reasonable to assume that our delegators will receive good participation rewards. QCK stakers are receiving not only QCK rewards, but also tokens from onboarded chains, such as ATOM or STARS. As more chains are onboarded, more tokens QCK stakers will receive. Other interesting upcoming features of Quicksilver, apart from the mentioned participation rewards, is governance by proxy, or the ability of stakers to retain voting rights when liquid staking. The QCK airdrop is coming soon also, and this is highly relevant since a large percentage of tokens have been allocated for the airdrop. If you haven't yet tried liquid staking via Quicksilver, you can easily do it by following the link in the description and connecting your Kelper wallet. Juno news. The deadline to submit applications to the Juno delegation program managed by the delegation sub-DAO was on the 14th of March. Applications are being reviewed and scored. It was mentioned that this scoring process will take some time, but no specific timeline was provided just yet. However, some well-known community members in Juno, such as Kevin, were not even aware that applications for a delegation program had opened. Moving on, Proposal 275 passed to use Skip Tendermint by default in Juno, which has the highest adoption of Skip in the Cosmos ecosystem. However, each validator will still have the option to decide whether using or not Skip. There are several updates regarding Windex. Firstly, Proposal 276 passed to provide 120k Juno as external incentives for the Juno/USDC pool in Windex. Also, liquid staking derivatives launched on Windex, the first one being YJuno. Proposal 277 passed requesting 1 million Juno for the YJuno/Juno pool in Windex as protocol owned liquidity 500k Juno to be converted to YJuno. Moreover, DeFi Llama announced that they started tracking liquid staking derivatives on Windex. Osmosis news. The V15 Sodium upgrade included several new features. The highly anticipated ProtoRev module by Skip was included, allowing the Osmosis DAO to capture arbitrage revenue. This revenue will accumulate within a module address until at least June 1st of 2023. While the community decides how to best allocate this revenue. In addition, this upgrade will allow delegation to multiply validators in a custom ratio in a single transaction. Moreover, IBC rate limits have been introduced for large pools in order to protect assets on Osmosis in case of security issues related to Osmosis, IBC, or a third-party chain. The rates chosen by governance are 30% in and out within 24 hours and 60% for 7 days. Also, IBC improvements have been included, such as interchain queries. For the full list of new modules, new features, improvements, API breaks, and bug fixes, you can check the GitHub link in the description. Moving on, the OsmoCon 2023 conference will be on July 21st in Paris. A great choice of location to enjoy beautiful architecture, museum, and amazing gastronomy. Evmos news. Good news for developers building on Evmos, since decentralized and high-performance RPCs from Lava Network are now available on Evmos. In other words, if you are a developer building on Evmos, you can now use for free Lava to access a reliable, fast, and private RPC. The Forge public testnet launched. As a reminder, Forge is an Evmos community-owned DEX that is built with Uniswap v3 with the goal of bringing to Evmos a capital-efficient AMM. Some details about Forge is that there is an upcoming integration with Kelper once full EVM compatibility is implemented. Some additional details are that at launch there will be no protocol fees, and also there is no airdrop or DEX token. Persistence news. Dexter is now live on Persistence mainnet with the XPRT/ATOM weighted pool and the SDK ATOM/ATOM metastable pool. This is great news to kickstart DeFi for liquid staking on Persistence. To trade now, you can check the link to Dexter in the description. Persistence announced that applications are open for the round 2 of the Foundation Delegation Program, and the deadline to submit applications is on the 7th of April at 23 hours 59 minutes UTC. There is an app with data from the round 1 to apply, and it is necessary to sign up and apply via this app. All the details are in the link included in the description. Persistence requested feedback to improve the delegation program, and these are the main changes for round 2. Validators using Hetzner will have 50% delegation deduction in round 2, and from round 3 they will be excluded. Also from round 3 there will be deductions for ISPs and countries that have too much concentration. In round 2, the window of slashing history has been reduced from 6 months to 3 months. And also the commission needs to be 5% or higher. In addition, validators out of the active set can be active on the testnet for at least 1 month and have a few bonus contributions. And Persistence will help them with a small delegation to get into the active set. Proposal 21 passed, requesting the allocation of 1 million XPRT tokens for incentivizing liquidity for XPRT pairs on both Osmosis and Dexter for the duration of 3 to 6 months. The amount of liquid stakes ATOM via P-Stake continues to grow steadily, as can be seen in this graph. Together with Stride and Quicksilver, P-Stake is leading liquid staking within the Cosmos ecosystem. Drama and hacks. All-in-Bits, or AIB for short, has filed a breach of contract lawsuit against GraceU, a former AIB contractor. The link to the lawsuit is included in the description. Quoting from the lawsuit, defendant's breach has caused AIB to incur damages in an amount to be determined at trial, but not less than $150,000. The harm defendant caused AIB includes loss of business and loss of goodwill. Coinbureau's Cosmos video a few months ago mentioned Twitter arguments as viewed very negatively externally. Then the community tried to fix this, and Jay, Ethan, Zaki, and others started talking with respect with each other. They released the part 1 of Cosmos history blog post agreed by all of them, and so on. However, it seems the community has a short memory. What do we expect to appear in the next Coin Bureau video about Cosmos? We should start making more efforts to increase the health of the Cosmos community, discussing with respect, education, and integrity. Many Cosmonauts, us included, joined the Cosmos ecosystem years ago, not just because we believe in the tech, but also because we love this community and positive energy. So let's bring it back, Cosmonauts. Project launches and network upgrades. The Cosmos community cannot wait for the 20th of April. OmniFlix announced that a big announcement will happen on that day, most likely related to the Flix token and airdrop. We have been validating OmniFlix since the beginning and couldn't be prouder about the progress being made by our long-term partners. Although we have been partners since 2019 with OmniFlix, we know Sisla, Daya, and the OmniFlix crew since even before then. Moving on, the ATOM Accelerator DAO announced that the applications are now open. You can apply via the link in the description. Also, we added a link to the blog post detailing all the categories eligible for funding. Some reflections are that the top tech teams building solutions for the Cosmos Hub already got funding via the ICF, the Cosmos Hub community pool, or other funding sources. The ATOM Accelerator DAO Twitter has around 1.4k followers currently, and the website has very few visits. So devs, researchers, and professionals not already highly involved in the Cosmos ecosystem are likely not aware about the program. Existing Cosmonauts that had great ideas and projects to add value to ATOM likely got some type of funding already. So it will be very interesting to see the number and quality of applications received. The first transparency report was also released. You can read it by following the link below. Moving on, Skip announced a new forum to post product updates, research, grants, and more about Sovereign MEV. You are curious about MEV and want to check this new forum? Just click the link indicated in the video's description. The Stargaze V9 upgrade was successful. It included updates to Cosmos, IBC Go, and Cosmos SDK. Moving on, the first Cosmos Hub consumer chain Neutron is aiming to launch by the end of April. 2 other projects launched recently, Quasar focusing on asset management and Noble for native asset issuance. Governance. Neutron shared a draft proposal in the Cosmos Hub forum to onboard as the first consumer chain. Voting is expected to start on-chain on the 3rd of April. If the proposal passes, which is likely, Neutron will launch towards the end of April. A very important issue to notice about consumer chains is that the additional costs to run consumer chains are covered just by validators, not delegators. While delegators also receive the additional rewards from Neutron or other consumer chains, running consumer chains is not optional for Cosmos Hub validators. So if rewards from Neutron being 25% of transaction fees and MEV revenue are not enough to at least cover the additional costs of running Neutron, this will put additional pressure on many validators already struggling for months. So this is a really serious issue at hand. Neutron acknowledges this, and they previously mentioned potential support to cover costs for the smaller validators. Jay Kwan took leadership and wrote a draft proposal in the Cosmos Hub forum to help tackle the current issues with governance spam attacks, which is a serious issue since several malicious spam proposals recently reached the voting period. You can check the details and participate in the discussion via the link below. Several people are thanking Jay in the forum for sharing these ideas and are participating in discussion with education. Moving on, there is a draft proposal in the Cosmos Hub forum to make the Cosmos Hub the primary sponsor of Game of NFTs Phase 2 Hackathon. The requested amount is 4,500 ATOM. Airdrops. Quicksilver announced that its airdrop for the Stargaze community was delivered. The eligibility is star stakers and stars deposited on the Quicksilver protocol with both a minimum stake requirement and a whale cap. Several snapshots were taken. It was also announced that airdrops for the ATOM and region communities will happen later in 2023, and the eligibility requirements may be different. We add the link below to check if you are eligible for the Quicksilver Stars airdrop. If you are actually eligible, your airdrop tokens will be sent directly by Quicksilver. In their draft proposal in the Cosmos Hub forum to onboard as the first consumer chain, Neutron made some comments about the upcoming airdrop. Neutron mentioned that the airdrop will be for Cosmos Hub validators and delegators, and that the allocations and calculations for the airdrop have already been made, so no further on-chain actions are required. Further details about the airdrop will be provided by Neutron in an upcoming article. Events and conferences. There was another great monthly meetup organized by Made in Block for the Cosmos Italian community in Milan. As you can see in the photos, there is a growing attendance to these monthly meetups in Milan. During the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, an interactive workshop side event was organized by Noland, where Jay guide developers on how to build dApps from scratch or porting existing Web 2 apps over to Noland. General crypto news. The Fed increased rates by 25 basis points. This follows a decreasing trend from 75 and 50 basis points. The recent collapse of several U.S. banks, as well as Credit Suisse, having to be rescued by the Swiss National Bank and UBS, indicates that such large rate increases in a short time is having important consequences. It seems now likely that the Fed will at least stop raising rates. The collapse of several U.S. banks popular in the crypto industry has led to increasing demands to Swiss crypto banks, so it seems Switzerland is slowly becoming the global leader in blockchain banking. Unfortunately, the fact that ATOM institutional custody is lagging behind in these crypto banks compared to other tokens, such as ETH, ADA, DOT, XTZ, or SOL, is putting an unnecessary barrier of entry for investment and awareness about ATOM. Since we discovered this issue with ATOM institutional custody in Swiss banks, we have been relentlessly meeting, traveling, and discussing with these banks to present ATOM, the Cosmos ecosystem, and help them to integrate ATOM in their banking infrastructure. We have been doing this critical public goods work unpaid for months, which could bring a lot of value to ATOM. Conclusion. Cosmonauts, why should you stake some of your ATOMs with us? There are many good reasons for choosing us as your Cosmos Hub validator. Firstly, with our current low commission of 5% and auto compounding enabled, you can earn around 28% APY in ATOM staking rewards. For our participation rewards in Quicksilver are QCK token emissions that reward delegators choosing performant and high governance participation validators for liquid staking. Also, we are in the top 10% of validators in the Cosmos Hub by governance participation. In addition, by staking some of your ATOMs with us, you will support our public goods work to improve institutional custody of ATOM, mostly in Europe and in Switzerland. And last, but certainly not least, by staking ATOM with us, you will also support us in producing these videos. So if you enjoy these videos, we would really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. You can find below in the description the link to stake ATOM via our validator via Kelper. Cosmonauts, remember to leave us your feedback below since we are always listening to keep improving these videos. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the notifications so you'll be informed whenever we release a new video. If you find these videos useful, please consider staking a few of your atoms with us as support. We would really appreciate this support. Thank you so much. We'll start preparing now the next video since there is so much going on in the Cosmos ecosystem. We received a lot of positive feedback for our last video, so thank you all so much for that, Cosmonauts. I wish you all an amazing start of April and see you very soon in our next episode.
Warning.